Hello, you lovely people, and welcome. I have mixed up my intro. um, I'm Chucky, and for the first time ever, you might actually witness me gaining energy as the stream goes on, because holy. Also, apologies for it being earlier today. I promised daily streams, but stuff turned out about today, and I'm really not gonna be able to stream anytime later. This is Labyrinth of the Demon King. The game has a demo on Steam. If you think that any of, like, anything that I'll be describing here is going to be interesting to you, anything you see in the intro, then I very strongly suggest that you try the demo first, and if you like it, buy the game. Only watch my stream as, like, last resort. So, Labyrinth of the Demon King is a game that is primarily inspired, or rather formulated, on the gameplay style of what's it called? King's Field. It is a first-person dungeon crawler. However, it borrows from, I would not say Silent Hill so much as Resident Evil, in how it makes puzzles mostly focused on finding the appropriate key. Now, I'm not gonna stick here for the combat tutorial, because I'm already familiar with the combat. But I will point out that just one bit, because like the game isn't really all that complicated. Let me just take this. Let me show off the controls real quick. So first off, you press tab to open your inventory, and we equip our weapon. Now, the game again. You shift to run. You can see up on the left side that you have health and stamina. Yes, our health is at 1. The game also wants to teach you to heal. We will not do that. I'm just going to show you the broad strokes. So as you can see, you have light attacks, which can combo. I'll show you what about later. You have kicks, which you will probably never use aside from killing little crawly buggers, which I only figured out way too fucking late to find any use of it. You have a dodge. Now, dodge is really cool how it's done in this game, because it's an emergency tool. Like, you can dodge at any point in your attack, and you can see that there's a small cooldown up there. The cooldown does not say you cannot dodge. The cooldown says that the next dodge will take some of your stamina. Your stamina is used for attacks, as you can see, both light and heavy. Blocking does not, however, take stamina. And for heavy attacks, you hold down the click. Stamina recovers slowly when you don't move, and does not recover at all when you run. Sorry, when you walk, it recovers slowly, or when you don't move. Wait, does it recover faster? I never really noticed, so I can't speak on it. When you run, you don't recover, like, at all. Well, I don't like that. What else? Honestly, I think this is pretty much all that you'll need for, like, most of the game. You can also dodge, which is not particularly useful, except for, like, hitting low enemies. And the last and most important thing I want to show is that this is the combo list for your weapon. Here you can see what it can do. L means a light attack, H means heavy, and here you can see the effects that they have. And F is a follow-up attack, which is what you get when you block an enemy's attack and then you hit right back. Enemies can also block, they can guard break, they can have heavy attacks. We are going to start the game, and I'm going to let out the intro. Sorry, let the intro play out. I really like the way this game plays out its intro and cutscenes, because they're very much a like they very much play into the retro feel of the story. If I wanted to pray, I'll do it here. Neither hunger nor thirst. Now, one thing that I notice, thinking about it, it is rather strange that it seems like our Lord has sacrificed himself for us. Like, this is something that I didn't really clock the first time around, but it doesn't really make sense in any way, shape, or form, because there is nothing. Well, I'll be. There is nothing to indicate. Okay, I wonder what this is. This is clearly like something Shinto. Like this clearly denotes something. I have no idea what though. I very much get, like, cause you know, especially with the phrasing, like what may be your very last breaths in this mortal plane. It very much does feel like this is pretty. Oh, fun fact! First time I played the demo, I actually saw this shape, and I thought, like, is that like another one of the lanterns or the sojourns, whatever they may be called? Or are they, or is that like a fucking enemy? Because like I'm armed, I know how to fight, so the game will likely. And what the fuck is that? This thing looks like a tongue. Like in how it functions. Also, notice how it's really featureless. I should probably have warned that this game is going to be frightening. But I mean, if you need further warning, this game is going to be frightening. It employs a lot of frightening energy, I have to say. Alright, so, what was that thing? Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to voice my character as if he's Harry Mason. What was that thing? It left something behind. Alright, we have a torch. And we have light. I am also scared of this area, or supposed to be, so I'm just going to run ahead and try to get the fuck away. Would be cool, because I know this game is going to get an update. I don't think it's gotten it yet, which will enable New Game Plus, because it really does cry for a NG Plus. But yeah, overall I'm it'll be cool, because, like, you know, we're not gonna get any enemies in this area. It's basically the pre-game area. But yeah, we've basically climbed down into hell, and now we are entering purgatory. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So this is the Demon King's stronghold. It looks notably abandoned, which I have no earthly clue what it could actually mean. But it is a place. I'll say as much. Personally, again, I don't want to comment on too much of like what goes on ahead, but yeah, the place is bizarrely like abandoned and dilapidated for a Demon King's palace, you know. And furthermore, up ahead, okay, there we go. I really like this character's introduction, because it's like eerie, right? Pretty much like everything this game does. But then like you see her, and from the beginning you kind of don't get like a necessarily like threatening vibe, and especially like when you see her masked face. A human here? Are you lost? I'm not lost. I'm here to avenge my lord. He was 35 years old, short, black hair. Oh. You've come from the Demon King? Well, he resides here, but you're not the first to come. Many souls venture here, desperate to seek out revenge for their lords, their lovers, or simply their honor. But you are no samurai. To travel here to avenge your lord, what could have possibly done to earn such loyalty? Oh, I see. Can you help me? No, I'm sorry. If anyone finds out I helped you, I'm sorry, I really can't. Is there really nothing you can do? Yes, I'm sorry. The entrance is behind me. Okay, I'll give you some information, but that's all I can do. You won't be able to walk straight into the Demon King's lair, even with my help. I misclicked. In this castle there are 4 towers. The Demon King resides in the last. Each of the towers has a warden, a keeper of that tower. Each warden carries a burden. If you are to face the Demon King, you must defeat each warden and shoulder their burden. Only then will the Demon King's doors open to you. There is another currently here, a priest. If you can find him, maybe he can help. I'm sorry, but please leave me now. If anyone sees me talking to you... I see. Farewell then. Wait. Before you go, will you pray to this shrine? It could end up saving your life. Thank you. Shrine. I should pray to it. Okay, we're going to use the second slot for... I'm gonna say no real reason. Alright. Oh, it's you. Who are you? I am just a servant. What are you doing? What are you doing here? I'm here cleaning some laundry. I stopped for a moment to pray. Goodbye. Oh, farewell. So, the entrance is right behind her, which is to say we cross this mud drain, whatever it is, and we go through here. So, one thing I note is that the way that tree looks, like that, I think that's something like a hanging tree. It really reminds me of a Magic the Gathering card called the Tree of Redemption that I really love to use. And we have walked into the stronghold. Again, it's really interesting that the Lord himself actually sacrificed himself for our character, and we don't really see, like, the only reason I can think of is that we're playing as his lover, which could be funny to imply. And I think, I'm sorry to say this, but I think there is something inherently funny about the idea that you know, we are out to like revenge our lover who was also our lord. It's like that's a historical drama plot, not a horror game plot. We have entered the first tower, and basically from now on it's just gameplay for a pretty long time. Oh wait, no. God damn it. I thought for a moment that a priest, he must be the one that woman mentioned. For a moment I thought that the priest would actually like be just patrolling around that tree. The door is locked with an odd looking contraption. 4 circular sockets sit empty. In the center of the contraption there is a worn inscription. It reads, "When the 4 great kings sit upon their heavenly thrones, the path forward shall open." Alright, so, cutscene. I actually want to talk about something that I've seen. But first, this scene, combined with the sounds of it, is pretty disturbing for how much... Honestly, there's no way to put it other than like, it doesn't look like just physical assault. Ow. Our character even sounds like Harry. I am going to save Scum. I'm sorry, that was a very bad opening to the gameplay. But to get back to my to what I wanted to talk about, I've seen something that I've heard rather someone say something that I don't know, it kind of annoyed me. So I was watching this video where someone was like going off about you know whatchamacallit, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and whether it's like actually that bad or if it's overblown. And the simple red, like, don't get me wrong, Assassin's Creed Shadows is ass, and really the way whatchamacallem, Ubisoft has gone about it, like, it's just cringe. There's no two ways about it. However, all the same, it's pretty much impossible that the reaction to it online would have been, like, reasonable. Ergo, no, it's not as bad as people say it is, like, in a vacuum. However, consider this. People are genuinely fine with that game after, like, cause it was not as bad as it could have been after all the drama, just because it's like whatchamacallit, mediocre. But it's weird that people need to be reminded that you're still paying, like, what, $70, $80 for it? Well, $70 for the base version. But all the more, I think that adding in, like, poison enemies before we get any real chance to get some antidotes is a bit of a dick move, I'm not gonna lie. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there was nothing here. Anyway. But the worst part about it is that people... Oh, now it's clock that I have done the final boss in. Like, the game suddenly decided that I have accomplished a lot of achievements all at once. So, as I was saying... Oh. So this game has another mechanic that I haven't really shown in... What does it say here? Dedicated to the maiden of the castle. To ensure the castle would never fall, the princess offered her life and was buried under the central pillar. To protect her body, the 4 heavenly guardians were contracted. Tamon then stands in the north with his black armor, pagoda in hand, full of wealth of the worthy. Komokuten waits in the west, wearing his white robes. He commands the Naga, the serpent-like creatures of old. In the south stands Zokoten. Zokoten, actually, I think it's called. Whatever. His red aura burning bright. He augments the wisdom of moderation of the princess and uses his spear to pierce the hearts of evildoers. And in the east is Jikokoten, playing his blue biwa to entertain the princess while his trident stands red. Oh wait, was there something else to read? Yeah. The 4 heavenly kings keep the princess from further harm, and with her safety ensure the pillar of this keep shall never fall, thus keeping the castle everlasting. Oh, money. So, but with that being said, there seems to be a bit of a rush for people to go, like, oh well, the game isn't that bad, unlike what other people... That's what this specific phrasing is, what actually... Yee! No, fuck. This is, without a doubt, the worst enemy in the game. Straight up. Okay, if I am to give a piece of critique about this game, it is going to be these enemies are far too early within it. Like, the player hasn't even really had the time to shake off the rust, you know? Anyways, oh god, it's another one of them. I think they seem to have been nerfed. It's like, it attacks so quickly, and it can also bleed. Why does it not die? Oh dear. Seriously, one piece of criticism is these little fuckers. Because, like, it's way too early, and especially compared to other things later on, they're a fair bit less fair. I was gonna say that I have to question the choice in design of putting them there. But anyway, that being said, I think there was another one. I was going on about this thing. So I think I actually missed this the first time I got here. My issues are raised with the fact that this specific creator has used the phrasing like, unlike everyone else online. Which, for one, like, okay, cool, just throw every single other content creator under the bus, why don't you? But more importantly, I'm not gonna say who he is because I'm, like, my problems with the phrasing itself, so, like, I can't really say that I disagree with the person yet, because I haven't really to explain what the fuck this is about yet, actually. But I'll get there, I promise. So, hello there. What the fuck? Oh dear god, I got jump scared. There we go. So, as I was saying, the problem with the phrasing itself, because, again, like, that is what I'm taking issue with. I have no problem with the content creator himself, because I have admittedly not watched the full video. However, I'm talking about the phrasing because the phrasing reflects a specific attitude that I just can't, in good conscience, agree with. And that is, what this person said is, unlike everyone else on the internet, I will not tell you that this game... No, I will say that the way Yasuke's recruitment, we're gonna go with recruitment, is handled pretty respectfully. And my question to that is, really, like, you decide that, or, like, in your opinion, based on what precisely? Oh dear. Because the simple fact is, odds are this person is, you know, not Japanese. And furthermore, just because, you know, the game isn't, like, quote-unquote disrespectful, doesn't mean, or rather, no, just because you don't see how something can be disrespectful doesn't mean that it is. Likewise, just because you think something is disrespectful, that does not make it so. Like, that's a two-side, that's a double-edged statement. Can you please die already? Thank you. As I was saying, so the problem, bro, I am a fucking broken record. Yeah, what I disliked about this statement was the fact that, like, really, the parry-based combat does bring to mind a bit of Sekiro, but I have gotten deadened. So the point that I'm trying to get is that, like, if you aren't going to talk on, like, specifics, I don't really think you should phrase it like, you know, I'm not gonna tell you that this is disrespectful, because it presents the idea that you have, like, a certain degree of authority, rather than, you know, I did not find this disrespectful, which is still something that I don't think, like, when you have a pretty strong current of, like, this is awfully disrespectful, I'm not sure that someone should go like, no, actually, I think it's very respectful, if you aren't going to, like, actually get in and explain why, you know. Furthermore, the scene that he proceeded to describe, which was that Nobunaga, like, really got obsessed with Yasuke, for one, like, that's a really weird way to put it. But for another, it's one of those things. This sword isn't much better, but at least it has some range. I want to point out that describing the scene as, like, you know, the monks that brought Yasuke, he keeps referring to him by his, like, not native, by his real name. Oh dear, this guy is so aggressive. It's an old scroll containing a description of one of the 8 great hells. Hell of the Black Rope. Those who have destroyed life or stolen anything fall into this hell. 2 massive mountains are found on the left and the right side of this hell, and between the 2 mountains a black iron rope is fastened, so a cable. Below the rope there is a great cauldron full of a dark, boiling substance. The sinners have large burdens nailed to their backs, and are forced to walk along the rope, doomed to fall into the cauldron. Even the strongest sinner will inevitably fall down this rope into the cauldron, where flesh is boiled from bone, and bones are dissolved into an indistinguishable mass. That is gruesome. People be like, we were not this violent before video games. And then they would have written shit like this. The, like, you know, oh, shy little, like, harmless Japanese folk, so modest, like. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So, the point that I'm making is, he proceeded to describe a scene of Yasuke being, like, immediately catching whatchamacallem, Nobunaga's eye, as if he has some you know, like, as if there's, like, some hidden potential within him, and, like, he goes there with, like, 2 monks who fail to notice the pickle they get themselves in with their negotiations, and but Yasuke does, and, like, am I the only one who notices that this is literally just a typical, like, Mighty Whitey story structure? The Mighty Whitey is a style of narrative that is often criticized for good reason? Question mark. I don't know. I'm not too fond of it in general because I like it's not the person like foreigner goes to a new culture and like gets really good at it and like gets assimilates really well. Like that's not a problem, right? Because there's no reason for it to be such. I fucking hate these things. Anyways, like there's nothing wrong with a story like that. There is great value in showing how someone could grow familiar with a culture that is not their own. However, the usual like problematic it sucks when it's presented as like this gormless fucking tit who has never even like heard of this culture before suddenly like first time ever hears of it and just fucking rocks, just shows up, gets all the women, out Bushido's the samurai, fucking better tracker than the Americans. Like, no, just no. It's a cringe style of narrative, and like the reason why it's not like I don't think it's necessarily malicious, right? Because the idea is like it's not because he's white that he's superior. At least that's not how I read it. Like for example, having read Winner 2, it's that he is the main character, which is what makes him, this actually great. But the fact that, in general, like I don't know it. I don't consider myself someone who's like big. Holy shit! I did not see clearly what the fuck was coming at me, and I got like really freaked out. Anyway, so I'm not someone who is some big like culture sensitivity hound. Oh, you died. You bled out. You dug it deeper just to throw it away. Oh, fuck you. Thank you, random dead enemy. You have my appreciation. So I don't like the idea of like just a main character being like that actually great. So I don't know. I think my problem is like the seeming effortlessness of it. Like that's what makes it chafe me. So that being said, Bitey Whitey is seen as a problematic trope, and people have pointed out, as I kind of actually expected, even towards Dune, right? They've called it like a case of the Mighty Whitey, and that it's like that makes it bad. To which really all that I can say is like, okay then, please keep up this energy with whatchamacallit, Assassin's Creed Shadows, because he is literally just a Mighty Whitey, but with more melanin. Even more so because in Dune, right, the whole point of the story of like Paul's seeming greatness, like everything the Fremen do, like he is not presented as a positive influence in their lives. He led them to war, which led to like a lot of loss of life. It's objectively a bad thing, right? But okay, I actually feel like part of the reason why it's done this way is because it should, like, you're not supposed to go into the basement first, I feel like. But anyway, so Paul Atreides, he's not supposed to, he's not the played straight Mighty Whitey. He is there as a negative influence, taking over a culture that is not his own and using it for his own purposes, right? So it doesn't, like, there's no place to criticize it as if it was played straight. But it was. Meanwhile, AC Shadows, which is, you know, the, like, target of my ire at this point, AC Shadows is very much played straight. And, as, like, you know, Yasuke comes to the fucking, new culture, he, like, really well assimilates into it. He was already, like, so talented within, its confines. And, you know, that's such a great thing. Like, he even caught the eye of, like, Nobunaga, a actually pretty infamous and base-breaking character in Japanese history. Lord Butsudan. I doubt anyone has visited it in a very long time. I think there's gonna be a document that explains what a Butsudan is, other than, like, it's a shrine to the Buddha, right? Like, that much is pretty obvious when you play the game, but I think there's, like, more context that it gives. I'm not fully sure, so you know that I can actually give the proper explanation, because this game, like, really does, I feel, a lot of favors for the, like, Japanese mythology. Rage of the Nuribotoke. Almost every household contains a Butsudan, an altar for paying your respects to the Buddha, as the center of a household's spiritual faith. These objects are greatly respected. But what happens if you don't respect the Butsudan, failing to maintain it and letting it fall into the disrepair? Well, that's when you meet the Nuribotoke. A great black rotting corpse with dangling eyeballs will emerge from the Butsudan to punish the ones who defiled or neglected it. Try as you may, but the Nuribotoke will persist, for what is dead cannot be felled with blade or bow. The only way to get rid of the beast is to fix your wrongdoing and repair the Butsudan before you're dragged down to hell. So I hope from now on you'll think twice before leaving your Butsudan open overnight or deciding to clean it another day. If not, I'm sure you'll be meeting our friends soon. So when you... That's early bullets, I feel like. But to get back to my railing on, like, why... Shadows is... Because, like, it literally plays the trope straight. Like, Yasuke is a foreigner and, like, even, you know... Nobunaga, great demon king that he is, notices his potential, who is presented, if I recall correctly, as a, like, positive... It's one of the positive depictions of the character. I don't remember what... Huh? There we go. Hello? Oh great, finally. Hey buddy, can you help me out here? That darn cat trapped me in here, wants to eat me. Who are you? I'm a blacksmith. You can help me out and I'll help you in return. How do I open the door? The cat's got a key. Go ask her for it or whack her over the head or something. I think she's gone upstairs. I'll think about it. Come on, buddy. You help me out and I promise I'll make it worth your while. I feel like this character really would have a Boston accent. He has, like, a rough around the edge of stereotype, which I wish I could remember, like, the specific accent stereotypes in Japan, because I have, like, some vague knowledge of it. But that bastard cook is trying to get to steal my room again. He believes my room should be his because it's right next to the kitchen and he thinks it's unfair he has to sleep on the second floor. But it's my room, it's mine, and I won't let anyone else take it. If someone poisons the castle food, then he'll take the blame. I just need to get the pantry key, then he'll get what he deserves. Oh, that's awful. So, honestly, that's kind of the very long and short of it. What? I was blocking. Probably one of them unblockable attacks. Ow. But as I was saying, if you were to put in a white character, like, okay, hold on, because I think I've kind of, like, I don't think, sorry, I feel like, you know, it's pretty sensical the way I put it. Did I want to be? Anyway, you know, like, I don't think there's any doubt that, you know, that should be that would be a problem in a historical context, right? Which this game kind of sets itself in. Like, Mighty Whitey stories are fine, or just like in general, the, you know, foreigner comes in new place and like masters the thing, as long as they don't have the pretenses of like realism. Many people in return point out how Neo kind of does the same thing. And this gets to the conversation of like Shadow's place as a like historical game or not, right? And the thing is, to put it quite bluntly, because people's argument about like, oh, Assassin's Creed was never a realistic depiction of history, like, not really, yes, but a lot of like historical fact is preserved. As in, for example, even the Fisticuffs Pope, right? Like, first off, that was apparently decried by a fair bit of people, but even more than that, that Pope was like a real person that existed, and he held his position. The fisticuffs within like fucking Eden are clearly artistic license with history. The same cannot be said. That weird fungus is now growing down the hall. No matter what we do, there doesn't seem to be any way to get rid of it. It grows quickly and we find it everywhere. I swear I can see it moving and it's constantly making that weird sound. It creeps me out so much. We've tried using water, fire, alcohol. We've even tried hacking the thing up using an axe, but almost nothing seems to hurt it. I've heard rumors that salt can cause a fungus to shrivel and die, but we don't have any salt. We can't get it. We can't get into the pantry. The key is lost. We're too weak to break the door down. I hate this place. We have no food left, little to drink. My skin itches constantly. No one is coming to save us. I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to try to leave. I don't know where we even are now, but surely there's something else better, something out there better than here. So, as I'm trying to say, there's like a clear aspect of artistic license, right? When you're fucking doing fisticuffs with the Pope. However, for example, did Da Vinci invent a flying machine? No, but he did plan to. Hey. Fun story. I'm not actually that perceptive that I would have noticed this. Like, the first time around, I actually did get my shit pushed in by it. But back to the point. You also can reasonably assume that, you know, he is still as skilled of a polymath as he was in, you know, real life. So there is, like, it's not fully realistic, no, but it's pretty obvious when, you know, the story is taking liberties. Meanwhile, in Shadows, where is it precisely taking any liberties? Like, was he actually that strong? I wonder. Presumably not. I doubt that as a slave he actually got to develop that much strength. And, you know, once he was free, that's a different story. But I still doubt he could actually like make up for lost strength. You know, slaves used to not be particularly physically developed. Meanwhile, there's also the fact that, you know, you can say a lot of things about him, but he would have been a lot more prevalent in historical record, in really anything, if he was like as prevalent on the field of battle as he is presented within the game. And again, there is very little to no problem with other depictions of the man when it's clearly presented as, you know, historical fiction. Because that is what his existence is. It's pretty much one step above fucking Izukiri. And the thing is, right, my issue, I care very little for the AC series. I see it as a blight on popular culture. So I don't really care that much. My problem is with how the arguments are presented on this issue, because the other argument is like, you know, all right, so like, you know, the manticores and like the Pope fistfights, like, yeah, but pretty much anyone with a pair of working brain cells would see that and go, oh yeah, that's the game taking artistic license with history. You know, the Pope didn't actually fistfight someone over an apple-shaped sci-fi device. Another here to slay the Demon King, I presume. I welcome you to the Labyrinth, traveler. I run the tea house that sits in the castle courtyard. If you ever make it that far, feel free to stop by. If you don't make it that far, well, I still carry a fine selection of goods on my back for sale. Have you seen the key for the kitchen pantry? Found it earlier. Now why would you want to get in there? Someone's trapped in there. I'd like to help them. Well, I trapped that little kappa for a reason. His flesh will surely make for some delectable ramen. Now, I don't simply feel like handing over the key for nothing, you see. So, how about we make a deal? Say, if you can manage to keep them grubby human paws of that pantry, then I'd be willing to give you some of my famous kappa ramen for free, naturally. And since I'm feeling extra generous, some salt to sweeten the deal. No, I'm going to free them. No, well, as you wish. How about a different deal? On the first floor, there's an old Butsudan. No one visits anymore, so it's fallen into disrepair. If you bring me the statue from the Butsudan, I'll give you the pantry key. Okay, I'll get it for you. I'm not going to purr. Thank you. Just bring me the Butsudan statue and the key is all yours. Alright, let me see if I have anything that, I'd be inclined to purchase. The hand axe is a decent weapon. I really like it early on. However, I'm not really starved for good weapons quite yet. You know, at this point, I'm carrying this thing well enough. So, apologies. So yeah, that's kind of the beginning and the end of the topic, you know. And the fact that, like, I find it difficult, right? I genuinely, how should I put it other than, I tend to assume that people are actually pretty smart. And sure, that's almost comical. Okay, so this is the closest thing to a leveling system we have. You can either increase your stamina or your health. Any point that goes into your health, I believe, is pretty much useless, whereas stamina is really useful. So I will pretty much just level up stamina. So the problem, right, with how people make the argument is that it is like I said, I find it difficult to automatically believe that people are stupid. I am much more inclined to believe that like they know that what they're saying is stupid, but they whatchamacallit, that they hope that you don't notice. And I think that's kind of why it annoys me so much. So, in this context, right, I feel that there's a pretty clear distinction. Here's the statue. Thank you. As promised, here's the pantry key. This one does not count because he said it didn't show the effect. Like it didn't put it between asterisks to denote that it is a sound effect. But as I was saying, so that's why I tend to kind of assume that, you know, it's blatantly obvious that there is a distinction with how, like, Yusuke fits within the context of Shadows versus, let's say, someone like, what's his name? Douglas Adams? Or was it something? No, it was something with William Adams. Here we go. Someone like William Adams fits in, say, fucking Neo, right? Like there is a clear difference between the two, and it kind of begins with the fact that Neo clearly has little to any pretensions of actual like historical accuracy, whereas AC Shadows makes it a bit more difficult, and that's what historical revisionism kind of is. Like, it's the subtle insinuation. Finally, thanks for the help. Thanks for the help, buddy. As a show of thanks, if any of your weapons or armors are feeling a little weak, just bring them up to me. I'll fix them right up. Not for your course. I'll need it if you bring me some shitty Kodama. You know, the small balls falling in a human's eye. Ha! Never mind. I can see from your face you don't want to hear it. Here, take this one on the house. Find me at the ford, give it back, and I'll fix your gear for you. For now, I'll head downstairs. There are small fires down there. Once that goofy door is unlocked, I'll be at my wife's tea house. Goodbye. Yeah. So this thing, the kappa, you know, the small frog-looking things. The Shirikodama, if you've played Sekiro, you might be familiar with it. If you fought the Headless, they steal it from you in the grab attack. I think it represents like a few things. It can represent like the soul, which can mean a fuck ton of different things actually, because it can mean like the actual literal vitality of someone. It can mean like you know, spiritual energy. There's a lot of things that it can represent from what I know. Oh boy. Hey buddy. Yeah. He's stuck. I don't worry too much about it. But yeah. So, if anyone plays like any of the older Assassin's Creed games, right, and that's like why it's a quote-unquote problem, because and why it does need to be questioned. You can, like, you know, play the game and you can get a pretty good solid grasp of like history. Whereas if you yes, thank you. And for most of it, you can be confident in its accuracy. And if there are elements that are not accurate, they would furthermore be pretty, you know, obvious. So with just a bit of common sense, you can figure out like, hey, this is not like what happened in reality. You know, this is not reflective of the actual real world. Whereas with shadows, if you like actually expect the game to be reflective of reality, that just doesn't happen. You are liable to be misled, you know. And that's just kind of the beginning and the ending of it. And the fact that people like, because in my mind, right, it's not that people don't understand, it's that they pretend to not understand the fact that there is, you know, this clear difference, and it's nothing more, nothing less, really. So yeah, and that's why, like, I think things like, you know, oh, in my opinion, it's not disrespectful. Like, okay, cool, but like, why would your opinion be relevant outside of like being a content creator? Even in my case, you know, if I just said, well, I think it's actually really disrespectful, like, I deserve to be questioned. You know, I don't deserve to just be trusted. I should explain my logic, and I have. Now, whether my logic is satisfactory to someone else or not, well, that's their, you know, decision to make. It's been nearly a year since Clan Takeda fell. Their castle and land is sitting empty, free for us to take, yet we're still stationed here. Why? Our lord spends all his time either making changes to this place or in his chambers with that boy. Hold on. What is Clan Takeda? I fear once the other clans will soon move in unless someone does something soon. Hold on. We're gonna check. Because, like, I wonder if this is just lore. Lore, because now I parse, because now that I have my idea that there is at least an insinuation or a potential that our character was the Lord's boyfriend. I really want to figure that out. And here's the thing, right? Like, let's take this. There's a strange feeling in the air. Remember our friend the Nuribotoke? He's an interesting stalker archetype, I'm gonna be honest. Oh dear. I got punched the fuck out. Oh, I wonder, can he open the door? Because that's something I've always been unclear on. Well, that one doesn't seem like it. Regardless. Once I've seen that insinuation that it could be you know, sorry, once I've got this headcanon, or call it whatever you will, of okay, this I might be playing like as or rather the Lord might have been my character's boyfriend. That's a very interesting side that I haven't considered, and I'm not gonna lie, it's just kind of funny. But yeah. Alright, here we have a puzzle, which might bring to mind the puzzle in Silent Hill 2, where we need to figure out who has who is at fault for who is innocent of a crime. Four of this land stand before an old king, a boy and his mother, a farmer and the son of a noble. The boy's eyes and mouth black bloody pits. His mother speaks first. I was awoken this morn. I found my boy like this, bloodied and beaten, eyes and tongue torn. I looked and found hair from a big black swine. It was the farmer. He stole from my boy so he could buy wine. The farmer cries out, "Second! It surely was not me. I'll tell you what happened, and then you shall see." Is this supposed to be a rhyme? Because it doesn't fully rhyme. This is driving me a bit mental. Our kingdom was ravaged, our coffers all reduced. Rumor has spread, the crone somehow found wealth. So I broke into her home to take some for myself. And there in the boy's room, who did I see? The noble lay with the boy, the guilty is he. The noble was the third to chime in. "Father, it's true, I lay with him, but his tongue and his eyes, those claims I despise. My sweet boy I truly love he, but for all I tried, he would not love me. So I went to his mother and asked for her aid. Her help she did offer, when a small sum was paid. At night I returned, and there I saw he, but his eyes had been taken, he could not see me. My love was robbed, that has been shown, but it was not I who did this, it was the crone. Fourth, the crone turns from all then crying in shame. Lastly, the blind mute stands silent. With what has been stolen, he can't attest to the claim. 3 crimes had been wrought, the confession laid out the thread. The king, angered by all, ordered them hung until dead. Okay, let's see. A mask resembling an old woman. I think I need to move them. Will you what? Oh, move it. I read remove it. An old man reeks of livestock, so I think I need to move them. Okay. Oh, I think this is supposedly the lord in front of whom all 4 were brought. A younger man with an air of nobility. Okay, so if I move her... Okay. Okay, that did not work. So she is facing the farmer. They're moving. They're not dead. That's lovely. Okay, I don't understand this puzzle's like solution, because I feel like this puzzle is one of the more disappointing ones on account of just the fact that, like, I don't know how much sense it makes, right? But more importantly, it kind of feels... I don't know. It's like, I just need to figure out... I can just... So I just need to identify them within the poem and move them around. It is a fair bit disappointing. I don't know. First time around, that's my big problem with this puzzle. First time around, actually, just whatchamacallit, brute forced it. Well then, we are going to be wrapping this stream up. Tomorrow's stream will be at a more reasonable time. But for now, and with that, we have gathered 3 out of 4. Wait, did I see? Yeah. 3 out of 4 gems. Wait, can I break this? No. Ah, there we go. Through to the kitchen. Not really sure what the logic is in such a hidden door, but hell, I'm not gonna be the one to knock it. Get it? Knocking the door. The door is locked. I wonder if there's fall damage in this game. Not really inclined to test it out. Oh, I'm maxed out on tea. Wait, didn't I? Hold on, because I think I'm stupid. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3 of them. Where precisely the fuck should I be going for? Not in here. For the 4th. I actually think I know. Like, I've only finished playing it the last week, but I also have very bad memory. Oh, right. One thing, I like to get opinions from people regarding, well, various... Oh, wait, there's a 2nd floor. Or 3rd floor, actually. Yep. So, I like to get people's input on things, especially because they might just know something that I do not. And in this case, I want to ask on the subject. Research volume number 3, Furi. Today I encountered a new creature that somewhat resembles the beast I read about in a Chinese medical journal long ago. I believe it to be a Furi, corrupted by the dark magic of this place. A subspecies of the Tanuki, these creatures are nocturnal and normally feed on fruit or spiders. The ones here, though, have developed a taste for flesh and grown far larger than their counterparts outside of this realm. These variant have grown fat and slow from eating the many corpses that litter this place, so they don't pose much threat unless you encounter a group of them. If you do come face to face with one, be aware that the skin of the beast is impenetrable. They are unable to be cut by blade, pierced by spear, or set ablaze. The only method I've found to deal with them is to strike them with a fist or a blunt weapon. That seems to be the best weapon for knocking them down. Once down, they can be dispatched with overwhelming blunt force to the front of the head. They are fragile and die very easily using this method, but if wind blows into their open mouth, they will return to life, so it's best to flee from them quickly if the skull cannot be crushed in time. Okay, I think, yep, there it is. So, like I said, I like to get people's input on various topics. So, I'm not gonna make this like some habit or other, but it's something that I currently have on my mind, which is, I was recommended to supplement chromium by someone who was telling me about how it's a good means to kind of like control cravings for sugar and salt. So my question is, how accurate is this? Because I might just take it. I mean, I don't think there should be any sort of drawbacks. But, you know, I also don't want to be wasting time for nothing. So, if you have any kind of relevant knowledge on the subject, please do share. And if not, I thank you for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow to continue this game. I think it'll only take like 7 streams or so to be